Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful Asian steamed mushroom buns. Like a pork bun, but no pork, lots of mushroom. Look, let's just get on with it. It's just so awesome. Right, here I've got a little bowl, and I'm going to add in around about a tablespoon's worth of caster sugar, 7 grams of yeast, just dried packet yeast, put that straight in, and a 1/4 cup of room temperature water. Mind you, this is summer, so it's got a little bit more temperature to it. We're going to give that a little bit of a stir through, just like that, get all those ingredients incorporated, and I'm going to set that aside for around about half an hour and let that bloom. In the meantime, I've got 3 cups of plain flour, like that, and around about a tablespoon's worth of baking powder. That's going in as well. And I'm also going to add in a 1/4 cup of sugar. Now put that through a sieve. It does make a difference making this up. We're going to add in that yeast mixture, and we're going to scrape out as much as we can, and we're going to add in around about there goes our little bit of baking powder there, our teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm adding in 1 cup again of room temperature water. As I said, it is summer. If it's winter, put that water somewhere else, or just use some warm tap water. Not too warm, we don't want to kill that yeast. I'll put that into my mixer, and I've put that on around about a speed number 2, which is around about a 30% speed. Let that mix through, and it'll all come together like that. All right, so we've got enough moisture in there. We've got some real gooey bits, and we've got some dry bits, so I'm going to knead that out for around about 5 minutes. All right, and it's all going to start to come together, and if it hasn't quite come together after that period of time, don't worry, we're going to let this proof for a little bit. So just stir that through on a floured board, just like that. And here I've got my little mixer bowl. I'm not even going to bother cleaning it out. A little bit of spray oil goes in, and these are one of the only times I use a spray oil. Put the dough in, you can cover it with cling film. I'm just going to cover that with a nice clean tea cloth like that, and put that into a warm spot for around about 1 hour. That's the way I do it. You can leave it a little bit less. Alright, let's start getting our filling together. I've got about 200 grams of portobello mushrooms and about 200 grams of big white caps, and I've got a can of water chestnuts and about 4 pieces of bacon. Now, I'm not going to bore you while I cut all of that up. I'm going to do that off screen because it takes a long time for me with my MS, so I've got to be careful using the knife, but we've done everything. So as you can see, we've cut those water chestnut slices up into nice little chunks. I'm going to put that into the fry pan first and let that sit for a little bit. I want these not too crunchy, right? I don't really like that. And one of the things with my MS is sometimes I have trouble swallowing. So if I've got big chunks and hard chunks, sometimes they get caught in my throat, and it's not pretty. We've added in the bacon. We've starting to add in our mushrooms now, right? That is all going in. I'm going to add in the rest of the mushrooms in a sec, just like that. And those mushrooms are going to have a ton of moisture in there. So just cook those off for however long it takes for the mushrooms to start cooking down, go soft. The bacon will cook off in its own time. The water chestnuts are already doing their deal. I'm going to add in around about 1 to 2 cloves worth of garlic in garlic paste, and I'm just going to dance around the outside of the pan, just drizzle a little bit of sesame oil on there. No given quantity for this particular recipe. Do it to taste. If you like sesame oil, add heaps. If you don't do that. I'm going to add in around about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons worth of oyster sauce, and that beautiful funky flavour gives these this mixture an absolutely amazing flavour. I'm not going to go very heavy on the salt. We've got the bacon and the oyster sauce. If you use it right, it'll do its job. 3 tablespoons or capfuls worth of Zhaoxing wine or Chinese rice wine, and if you don't have that, you could actually use a little bit of dry sherry. Alright, so just keep mixing that through, and we're going to also just give that a quick little dusting of some ground white pepper. Right? Add to your taste, and if you're not really sure, add a little bit, taste it, and if you think it needs a little bit more pepper, add it. This is your recipe as well as mine. There's no rules to this. I do have proper recipes for this dish, but I'm not sticking to it. Right, our dough goes back down onto our board, and as you can see, that has all come together really nicely. I'm just going to roll that out into one really big sausage for now. I'm going to cut that in half, give it a bit more of a roll, and what we want to do is cut this up just nice and evenly. So at the moment we've got quarters, and now we're going to go for, we've marked out where our eighths are, and we're just going to cut these up into, look, originally it's supposed to be around about 16 pieces, but I think we actually made it a little bit more. I can't remember. Right, so just cut these up into nice little chunks just like that, put them aside just like that, and as you can see, this dough's really holding together really nicely. Okay, now it's going to be time to make our buns. Now the way I'm going to do this, it's a little trick I learned a little while back. You're going to get a little bit of baking paper, and we're going to put that down just like that. I'm going to put a little piece of dough in the center, and I'm going to use a very small little rolling pin. It's actually my muddling stick for making cocktails, and it works perfectly just for making these nice little bits of dough. So just evenly roll those out. We're trying to get these into as best as we can a circle. It never works out for me. I don't know why, but I don't care because the end product works. Here I've got a 1/3 measuring cup. Right, 1/3 of a cup measuring cup. I'm going to lay that little bit of pastry in there, a little bit of stuffing, and this is a really cool cheats way, especially for someone like me whose fingers and hands don't want to cooperate with my brain. All you do is fold those edges in over the filling, just like that. Just take your time, and all of a sudden you're going to end up with your very first bun. Now the first one always ends up not being the best. Give that a pinch on the top. Look how cute does that look. I'm going to put that aside, and on a piece of baking paper. As you can see, my left hand is not cooperating. It just wants to go sideways. Right, so we're going to keep doing this. I'm not going to complain about my disease. I'm just going to explain what happens with me. So we're just going to continue rolling out that pastry, put it in the cup, add the stuffing, just like that, pinch them like that, put them aside. Right, you know, I've got a bit of water happening in my wok. I've got my bamboo steamer, 2 levels. Each little bun is sitting on a little piece of baking paper or greaseproof paper, and we're going to steam those until they are done. It takes around about 15 minutes. You don't want to go too hard on these. You want the pastry to be nice and fluffy, and look at that. How good do they look? Now, as you can see on the left hand side there, I've got my dipping sauces of choice. I've got a little bit of a sashimi soy. I've got a little bit of a Vietnamese dipping sauce. Use what you like. I'm not going to say you have to use this, you have to use that. Use whatever dipping sauces you'd like. And before you know it, you've got your own sort of little yum cha-ish type meal. And believe me, these are really filling. Serve these up at a dinner party. Great little entree. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. And if you like this video, hit that like button. Gives me confidence. It should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Don't forget to share this video with all your friends. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I don't care. All platforms. Don't forget to leave a comment. I love reading and I love responding to them. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell to be notified every time a new video goes up. More importantly, if you want to learn how to make a nice little Asian entree, nice light little interesting meal like this, you need to come and join the family. My family, hit the subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. Off to my steamed mushroom buns, and I will catch you next time. Bye.